showdown at the Lufthansa supervisory board. Carsten Spohr had to show his face yesterday there. Next topic is what are the problems of Lufthansa especially, but are these not problems for all airlines? I will tell you what Lufthansa has to change in my opinion and in your opinion, because I'm just reflecting on your comments. Lufthansa is selling again cheaper tickets. The fare buckets or fare bases are now all open again, which doesn't mean that the tickets are getting really cheap. So cheap was yesterday. And Deal Zone Lufthansa business class from Budapest to a couple of destinations, not like last days, only one. I give you maybe 3 or 4. I think 3, 2, 3, 3 destinations. My name is Lars. I'm here to bring you more miles, more points and more status. Don't forget to get your daily dose of aviation news. Just hit the subscribe button, leave us the notification button as well, and a like and a comment. That is important for us. A regular table, of course, like always, in July on the 21st in Berlin, 22nd in Munich. Hopefully the weather will be fine, that we can go in a typical German beer garden. Let us know if you want to be part of it. The link should be in the show notes of the shows. If you have any other questions, you find my WhatsApp number. Do not hesitate to contact. Lufthansa showdown. The employees at the ground are suffering. Yes, they are suffering, and they are suffering for a reason, because Lufthansa was saving money left, right and center. And this, can you call it saving mania or something, escalated. It escalated that way that the management got naughty letters from the employees, and the employee representatives wrote them a letter where they demanded a change. And the union heads said there has to be something done. For that reason, yesterday Lufthansa, the supervisory summoned, they summoned Carsten Spohr, kind of. The capital asked the management what is happening. And the head of the supervisory board, Karl Ludwig Kley, said in regards of this internal conflicts that the airline has a chaotic situation in the summer. The summer travel boom and the team play are a problem. And he said, if we don't win together or we lose together. So that is something, so he wants to win together or lose together. And that is when you see it, that the management and the supervisory board are still like this, at least the head of it. And he says that the situation is difficult and that it is so much tension like never before. And because of the tension, it is so difficult to get the situation solved, to get it somehow in a way that people can work again and that we as passengers can enjoy travel. And if this is not happening, we are all suffering. And of course, they are trying to stabilize the operation, and they try to do everything that the service providers and the airports are working. But Lufthansa blames the service providers and the airports for the situation. Most likely, they don't say that it's their fault. And he said, if this is not going to work, we can skip all the Gedöns, the German word Gedöns. It's not really translatable, but it's basically that you can just skip all the shishi or the play. So that is how I would translate it. But as the letter, which is a 3-pager, got public, there are a lot of problems that the people in the normal, how do you call the people? That is a good question. I wouldn't say it's a footman or footwomen, or how do you call it, but that is how you have the feeling that the management is seeing those people, because If they are just there like servants, they do their job. If they are not needed, they are fired. That is not our culture in Europe, and that is something which shouldn't be something we should be happy about. And you see it, and that is a little side note. The pilot strike of Scandinavian Airlines, the Scandinavian Airlines pilot strike is not a strike about money. It's about appreciation, about being valued, and keeping promises. Because what happens is that companies are promising things, as SAS was promising the pilots, you can return when we hire you back. But they didn't. They want to get cheaper pilots because they were expensive. And that is what happened in Lufthansa as well. They tried to get rid of the expensive people and to get cheaper people, but that went so south as it can go south. Now they have so many empty flights. They have this so-called positioning flights, which are empty, or empty legs, which you know from private jets normally. But what they do is that they position a flight in the evening empty to Berlin, that it can fly in the morning from Berlin, 6:45, I think the flight is going, but don't take passengers, even there would be passengers, because they have a chaos at the airport. And these kind of decisions are making the people not believe anymore in the management. And the relationship between the management and the employees is damaged, at least. Yeah, destroyed, I wouldn't say, but it's damaged. And Carsten Spohr says that the problems, like I said, is not basically only what he said. He said that the problem is that he fired too many pilots. 380 went instead of 130 of the 380 fleet, because they said we don't want to have them back, the 380s. Of course, but now the 380s are coming, so that is a problem. But he still blames more the airports and the ground services for the problems. And that is something which is, in my opinion, not really true, because I think the biggest problem was that they had the saving mania. And all the savings are a problem, because when you look at it, that the course to save is that they want to have at least 8% of profit margin, and 1.8 billion euro only when it comes to employee has to be saved. Of course, they did save already big parts of it, but when you have no people working in the front line, that is the people we are dealing with as passengers, where we have the connection to an airline, when these are missing, is a headache. When the management people are missing, that goes to quality. But I will work and talk about the projects Lufthansa has to better, in my opinion, as well. But when you see that before the pandemic, 140,000 people had been working for Lufthansa, and the employees are now below 100,000, yeah, then there's something really wrong. And the people you want to hire, yeah, of course they want to hire people. And I see advertising if you want to work for Lufthansa aircraft coming. But it's just a single engine piston, SAP. Anyways, people they want to hire are not coming because nobody is applying for the jobs, because a lot of jobs which are in this field are not interesting enough, and not saying they are not sustainable. Because when you see that you're working in an industry which just fires you on a snap, that is something where people say, why should I go there? And for that reason, I don't think so that this is a great idea to do so. They have to improve the work, and they have to improve all the situations, in my opinion, as the employees should have a job which is interesting, but it has to be sustainable, and they don't have to have the fear that they're always getting fired. Before I get to the last point, let me do one thing. Just had to check it. Oh, interesting. That is how it works. Now you see that it's a moving table. But again, Lufthansa said that they made a mistake when they hired people. I like the going up and down. This table is from Fully. Fully didn't sponsor this video. Anyways, that they fired too many people, and that is basically one of the problems, and that they have to get, to get a solution for. Important is, in my opinion, as well, that on the other fields, Lufthansa is getting a solution, and the other solutions are, or let's say, where has Lufthansa to work on? And that is something where Lufthansa has to work on, is on the satisfaction of employee satisfaction. Why? Because if the employees are not getting love from the management, we are not getting love, because the employees have no love to give us. And for that, we have to give the kudos to all the people who are working for Lufthansa still, who are dealing with it, because some have suffered really physically, because people were throwing monitors, this plexiglass thingies to protect you for COVID had been thrown at them. One flight manager had to get to the hospital because they had to stitch him. I don't know where it was. I just always go over the eye because that is the logic from the box fight. But anyways, when it comes to physical damage, that is not acceptable. So they need police protection to get to the gate or to the workplace and back. That is something which shouldn't happen. But this is due to the missing love. And that is why people always think that they get shafted or whatever by the airline. So to have a police escort shouldn't be a new normal. And I think that the most important thing is that Lufthansa changes its attitude against their employees and against us. So one former manager of Lufthansa said, Lufthansa has to love their passengers. And that is what is, in my opinion, the most important thing after recruiting people, so that they have enough staffing. The staff has to be happy, has to be satisfied. And with those conditions, we are getting satisfied because they can anticipate our needs, they have fun to do their job. And Lufthansa has to give us the feeling that we are liked. I don't know how you see it, if you think that the Lufthansa treatment when it comes to Miles and More is something which is satisfying you. Have you been happy with a 100% bonus, with a 50% bonus which is coming now on the flight? Does it make sense for you? Even still, a lot of flights did not go. Airlines should give you a kind of a points credit for that, in my opinion. Or how does it work to Asia? Asia is still not possible to travel, so there has to be done something more, in my opinion. Then the product has to be, the game has to be stepped up. The seats are outdated. Even they're promising us since 5 years the seats, and luckily the 5th star has been taken away, the 4th star is there. That is something which was the consequence for being mediocre. I mean, you cannot try to be a 5-star airline or property or whatever and you don't deliver. And when it comes to service, it goes to food as well. I mean, of course, taste and flavor and stuff like that, that is always individually a thing. Some things do not taste my palate, other people love it. So that is fine. But in general, when you look on the food selection, and so it is more headache than it's fun. I think that the people are complaining about it, that they say that it's too small, the portions on European flights. Then it goes to buy on board. Why do you offer buy on board? I mean, then make a service where you can just order in advance. And that is one of my biggest problems, that they have to find again their way and have to decide what they want to be. If they want to be really a premium carrier, or if they just want to be there and just be someone. So that are, in my opinion, one of the biggest problems they have. But comment down what, in your opinion, are the problems that Lufthansa has to solve to make us happy. Lufthansa did close fare buckets and fare bases. They only did sell a couple of the most expensive ones in economy, premium economy, business class and first class. This said, was in the press in Germany very mixed reactions. Only rich can fly and so on. Of course, but it doesn't mean that that the airline did the right thing. I mean, KLM did stop selling all the flights, all the tickets and everything. And in my opinion, that wasn't right either. But what Lufthansa did now, they reversed it. You can buy now every ticket fare base which is available depending on the occupancy. But as the occupancies are high, the prices are high. So it's not getting much cheaper. So I think that is not so okay. The prices should be okay again when the market meets the demands. So in this case, we have now more demand than flights available. That is unfortunate. And there we are going back to the situation that Lufthansa has to get more staff, more pilots, and of course, more cabin crew. Especially when you see the numbers, like for the fleet, 20 first officers and captains, you need for a 380 for one. And then you can imagine, 1,000 was the number they said they need in the whole for the 8 aircraft. I'm looking forward that they get this equipped. If you are still in the mood to fly with Lufthansa, I have for you in the deal zone a couple of deals. The deal is from Budapest, as mentioned, with Lufthansa or with Swiss. Travel from turnaround must commence no earlier than 6 days after arrival at turnaround, or travel flight from turnaround must commence no earlier than the first Sunday after arrival at turnaround. Important. Anyways, the travel period is not mentioned. It's a rate which is available as long as it's available until they cancel it. The booking class would be P. P gives you 100%. If you collect on Lufthansa, you get the executive bonus of 25%, and you get another 50% bonus on top because of the promotion. But now you ask what destinations? Of course, a return flight to Nairobi, for example, is 1,350. To Delhi is 1,450, and for Budapest to Bangkok, 1,550. That are prices that I found. From Helsinki, just an insight, same price available as well. Maybe Finland is for you more accessible than Budapest. Thank you for watching Frequent Traveler TV Takeoff, today's episode. And thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, for hitting the notification button, and please leave us a comment. Thank you for doing so, and see you tomorrow for your daily dose of more miles, more points, more status, and more aviation news. See you tomorrow. Bye.